this exclusive programme, we'll be bringing you the inside story from Ayresome Park as we follow the start of Middlesbrough's exciting new era under Brian Robson. From the fitness room to the manager's chair, we'll be taking an exclusive look at the dual role of Boros' first ever player-manager. The highlight of our profile on Middlesbrough's new messiah is a special day in the life feature. We take you behind the scenes on the day Borough enjoyed a successful Coca-Cola Cup trip to Scarborough.
Stockport v Sheffield United. That's a tricky game as well, that one.
Big Kevin Francis.
Stockport.
Middlesbrough's exciting new era began just days after Robbo had helped Man United complete their first league and cup double. It was an emotional parting. As a player, Robbo...
He set his stall out really well. I think he's got a lot of experience from good managers like Ron Atkinson and Alex Ferguson. And I think he's taken the best bits of both of them. And I think he could be, he might even be better than both put together.
The response he's had from the supporters and everybody connected with the football club is superb. So he's looking forward to it just as much as I am.
Was teaming up with Brian Robson a big part of your decision to come?
Very much so. I was quite happy where I was. I wouldn't have left any other club in the country for... Unless he asked me, because I said I was quite happy there. But at the end of the day, I see the potential they've got here. As you say, there's a good catchment area for supporters, and what we've seen for the supporters already, it's been superb. So we just hope we can continue that throughout the season.
Brian Robson arrived at Ayresome Park with a dream: to get Borough back in the top flight of English soccer. Robbo knew from the very start his appointment had raised the expectations of every Middlesbrough fan. And there was no doubt the new boss had the appetite to match the club's ambitious plans.
If Middlesbrough Football Club weren't as ambitious as what I want to be myself as a manager, I wouldn't be standing here now. And I had numerous offers throughout the country at different levels. And to me, it just shows what Middlesbrough want to do, that I'm standing here today. And I'll be signing a new 3-year deal. And I'm looking forward to the challenge of being a manager. I'm looking forward to trying to build a successful side. And July next year, we'll have a fabulous stadium to play in. And the facilities are excellent, what is going to be brought into Middlesbrough Football Club. So I've got every opportunity to be a success as a manager. The board are backing me 100%, and that's why I'm standing here today.
By the time Borough staged their pre-season photo call, Robbo had already marked his reign with 3 major signings. Nigel Pearson was a new skipper. Neil Cox was the club's first £1 million player. And Clayton Blackmore was an old teammate from Old Trafford.
Look, that's Clayton Blackmore. Clayton Black playing.
You can see a piece of hair move.
Another Man United old boy was Robbo's right-hand man, new coach Viv Anderson. Robbo's new look lineup was taking shape. Gone were Nicky Moen, Richard Liebird and Andy Peake, but there were still plenty of familiar faces wearing the new Borough strip. Robbo was keen to make the most of the exciting talent he already had at the club when he arrived.
My aim is to try and get the best team in the country playing for Middlesbrough Football Club. Whether I achieve that, we'll have to wait a few years to see.
You know more than most how important at Old Trafford it was, not just to win but to entertain. You want to instill that kind of feeling here at Ayresome Park?
Yes, I want to get a little bit of a mixture in the team play. You know, we've got to play a few long balls and that, but I want the team to be passing in general and entertain fans.
You've already made some key signings. Do you feel you're close to the team you want to get you into the Premier League?
Yes, I'm very happy with the squad that I've got at the moment. Obviously, if a top-class player come available and I could get him, then I'll always look to add to the squad. But at the moment, I'm delighted with the squad that I'm going into the season with.
While Robbo was concentrating on rebuilding Borough's fortunes on the pitch, plans were already well underway to construct an impressive new home. It was partly the chairman's promise to build a new stadium that persuaded Robbo to move to Middlesbrough. It was confirmation that Borough truly had the commitment to match their ambition.
Brian's here as both a player and player manager. He fancies it, the club fancies it. It's going to be an interesting season for us.
How important is it to the club to get it right first time? You've obviously got Brian Robson in, some new players, a new stadium coming along. Is it important to get promotion at the first time of asking?
Yeah, of course it is. We expect promotion this season. Football is not a certain game, there's nothing certain in life. We aren't certain to win promotion, but we expect it. We think we're good enough, and we'll know this time next year.
Two new faces were still to join Robbo's new borough before the big kick-off. Goalkeeper Alan Miller was a £500,000 signing from Arsenal. Jamie Moreno, a talented international from Bolivia, was to follow, but it was Robbo himself who made the headlines in the first pre-season friendly at Torquay. The gaffer served up a 5-star performance on his debut as player manager when he opened the scoring in the 41st minute. Borough concluded their pre-season preparations with a 3-1 win against Hearts. Even before the kick-off, he could sense the huge expectation at Ayresome Park.
Marvellous reception the team has received from the fans this afternoon. Great ball from Wilkinson, finds one of the new stars, Clayton Blackmore. That's not a bad cross. In comes Wilkinson. 1-0. How about that? The first goal of the season. It's Middlesbrough 1, Heart of Midlothian 0. Well, a lot of expectancy here for this coming campaign. Hearts under a lot of pressure too. Wilkinson with a nice little nudge off to Blackmore again. He's hit the space and in comes Cox. Oh, and he's beaten them to it. 2-0 to Middlesbrough. They're starting as they hope to go on. And another of the newcomers hits the target. So Middlesbrough really bossing this game. And Blackmore again. This is Henry. A deflection there. 3-0.
The first real test for Robbo's new borough came 3 days later. The big kick-off against Burnley in front of a bumper crowd of over 23,000.
Brian Robson has always been a man for the big occasion, and this match is set to rank up among the most memorable in even his magnificent career. The setting looks perfect, Ayresome Park is packed out, the pitch is immaculate, and even the sun is ready to sign on another chapter in the illustrious Brian Robson story. Well brought down by Pearson and laid off for Robson. Some considered passing there, which Blackmore nearly turned to even greater advantage. Parkinson wide for Deary. Heath trying to let that one run, not catching out. Robson's ball forward. Keeper came a long way. Hendry surely. 1-0, and the Borough are off and running. And it was Robson at the heart of it, and Hendry on the end of it, and the Holgate end is jumping. All the way forward, first time, and that's what caused the problems. Beresford an unlucky deflection, and Hendry will take everything that's going his way. First time from the boss. What's wrong with a long ball? Nothing when it causes that. Winstanley, the unfortunate defender. Hendry, the grateful attacker. McMinn, the target out wide to the left. Blackmore, though, coming out with it for a Borough throw. Little header, Wilkinson, Hendry, always danger when Hendry gets it. Hendry still going, still Hendry, it's all going his way, that's for certain. And now it's two for Hendry, 2 for Middlesbrough. The packed house getting what it turned up for. with some assistance, it's got to be said, from Burnley. Hendry got past his man, and another stumbled shot through the gap, through the keeper, Beresford as well. If you don't buy a ticket, you don't win a raffle, and Hendry always will have a go. Beresford's mistake. Good ball to Robson, has a look around, back for Blackmore, who was slightly deeper on that occasion. Pollock available, and now Fleming has pushed up. Moore is just ahead of him. This is Moore with a bit of space. Oh, against the post. Can you believe it? That would have been a Robson classic. That was Robson arriving in his classic style, and what a headline maker that would have been. Fine build-up. Ball in, there was Robson, and right against that upright. And that would have brought the house down. Vickers, very positive, attacking the ball at every opportunity and setting Pollock away. Hendry out of his blocks again and moving. Alan Moore in support. Wilkinson is deep. Here goes Moore. Moore to Hendry, who had a yard just wide. Just couldn't quite get through enough degrees to get himself with a really good line on goal. Well, Hendry can afford to smile. Moore dangerously moving forward with possession, a little touch and just not quite enough angle there. With a touch and the willingness to shoot, always there with John Hendry.
A good result and a great response from the fans here today as well, wasn't it? That's right. I mean, like I say, the board sort of put their money where their mouth. I say, right, we're going for it this year. And the crowd have come out in their forces today, and it's up to them. I mean, the ball's in their court. If they come and support us, give us the support like today, then I'm sure we're in for a good season.
Just waiting for some movement. Finds Hignett. Good intelligent football from Middlesbrough. It was rather a 50-50 ball. It was won in the end by young Phil Neville. Sharp going to the left. Plays it into Butt, who tried to flick it. Hughes with the shot. Oh, and he's clipped it over the top of Alan Miller. And the first real thing that Alan Miller has to do of the evening is pick the ball out of the net. Stamper getting involved on the far side. Picked up by Wright. Being forced wide. Would love to have got in the position to get the shot. Oh! Great save there. Skulls. Wilkinson back there to make the defensive header. Hignett, what a fine ball that is. Hignett racing to try and get up in support, but this is Wright. Wright trying to work the space for the shot, clips it over the top. Oh, and somehow Kevin Pilkington got the fist to it. Nice little turn again there from David Beckham. This is McClare. Oh, it's there. Beautifully worked. And this time Sharp makes it count. So Brian Robson, Paul Ince battle that everyone was looking forward to has never materialised. Neither have made the game as Hughes bends that one in. Oh, it's another of those goals from Mark Hughes.
And tonight, of course, a great night for your first signing, Clayton Blackmore.
Yes, it was. It was a fantastic gesture from the crowd to, you know, to nearly 20,000 coming here tonight. Was marvellous for Clayton. But it shows the way that the Teesside fans have supported the club since I've been here. It's been excellent. It was a good game tonight. There was some good, attractive football played. I thought we deserved a little bit more out of the game.
Well, I've known Robbo for years, and over the last couple of years it's just been a matter of time before he actually steps out in the managerial stuff. I'm sure he'll be a big hit. I mean, as you can tell by the crowd here tonight for Clayton's do, that he's made the people of Middlesbrough alive as well, and I think they're all looking forward to the season, and I'm sure Robbo and Viv and Gordon McQueen as well will be a tremendous success.
Borough's first away match of the season came at Roots Hall, and for the second week running, John Henry was Borough's 2-goal match winner.
Forward by Vickers. Hendry's made the run forward. It's just him and goal. He gets it past the keeper, and there's the first goal. It's taken 30 minutes for Middlesbrough to break the deadlock. They've looked dangerous for most of the game. It was a superb run by Hendry. He had the pace to beat the defence, steer the ball past Royce, and after 30 minutes, it's Southend 0, Middlesbrough 1. Comes to Moore, that's a good ball, just around Dublin. Pearson, good header forward, allowed to run on, here's Hendry. Could this be his second of the game? Superbly taken. Again, the defence standing still. Hendry, once he gets a yard beyond the defender, is just so lethal.
Despite Borough's perfect start to the season, Brian Robson couldn't resist making a bold bid to tempt his former England teammate Gary Lineker back home from Japan. It was a move doomed to failure. 4 weeks later, 33-year-old Lineker announced his retirement from the game. Meanwhile, after a perfect start in the Ensley League, came the midweek distraction of an opening Anglo-Italian Cup tie against the Italians from Piacenza. It was a disappointing match that ended without either side scoring a goal, and even more disappointing because Borough had Paul Wilkinson sent off. So far, it hadn't been an ideal start to the season for Paul Wilkinson. One red card to his name and yet to score a goal. Borough's big frontman badly needed a change of fortune. He certainly got it in the home match with Bolton Wanderers.
Steve Vickers. The route down the line closed, so he plays it back. It comes into Pollock. Jamie Pollock's cross. That's not a bad one. Wilkinson's there. 9 minutes gone, and Middlesbrough take the lead. A perfect header there from Paul Wilkinson. The man who scored 19 goals last season at last gets off the mark. Good cross this, and Wilkinson sends it beyond keeper Brannigan. No comeback from that. Jamie Pollock. Oh, an inch perfect ball for Curtis Fleming. Good cross. Phillips with the header. They haven't got it away yet though. Picked up here by Pollock. Wilkinson with the header. The shot coming in from Blackmore. Great save by Brannigan. Well, that's really a good performance from Middlesbrough. Clayton Blackmore, the Welsh international, still very much involved in the midfield here, and away come Middlesbrough again. Headed out. It comes to Henry. Good shot. Great save by Brannigan.
This time last season you started with 4 wins out of 4. This season you have a man called Brian Robson playing for you. Just what difference is he making?
Well, I mean, obviously his leadership on the pitch is very vital for us. Keeps everybody on the toes and keeps everybody going throughout the games, and I think it showed. And obviously the lads who've come in have done very well as well, and we've gelled together very quickly, which is always going to be important.
It is a great start, but what is Robson's message for the coming games?
Well, we've got 2 hard away games this next week, and it's very important that we get something out of both of them. Obviously, we've got a big game on Wednesday at Derby, and then we go to Watford on the Saturday. And if we can come out of both of those games with something, then it would have been a great start for us.
So far, so good. 3 wins out of 3 in the race to join the Premier League, and the perfect start continued at the baseball ground.
Well robbed though by Short. Found Kitson. Short's gone all the way forward as Charles supports from the right back position. Sturridge and Kitson trying to make themselves available. This is Sturridge. Easily robbed by Fleming, and Pollock now has space. Borough looking to break. Wilkinson has peeled off wide to the right, and it's Hendry in space here on the left. Derby with plenty of defenders sprinting back. Hendry still going. Half loose, and it's there from Blackmore. The keeper committed himself, and Blackmore followed up to punish Derby. Clayton Blackmore, his first league goal for the Borough. Pollock, his willingness at the heart of it. 2 options on, he went for Hendry. Hendry, full of purpose for the byline, hit it back. Keeper only pushed it out. Blackmore pushed it back in. Hendry, the principal scorer, now the main provider. A long night on the bench for Viv Anderson. It's always been tight, and his team have never stopped. Moore. Moore. Hendry turns. Hendry. And Taylor had to pull out the stops. Hendry looks disappointed. It was a fair old effort. And Derby looking to counter-attack now. Musto beavering away in typical style. Simpson shakes his head in despair, but it was very nearly all over without any doubt. Lovely first touch from Hendry, and he cracked it in, and Taylor pushed it away. Hendry never wastes time with his shooting. Real power on that one. Ask Taylor.
4 wins out of 4 meant Borough began September out in pole position. Nonetheless, there was no question of taking anything for granted at Vicarage Road. Homeside Watford had collected an impressive midweek win against Borough's promotion rivals Wolves.
Hendry. Some more. That's a good ball into space. Oh, and what's going to happen here? It could be a yellow card. Certainly not a red card, I'm sure, because the player was not going to get in on goal that way. The ball was going towards the corner flag. Oh, and this, well, I fear that's a really tragic decision. We're just 22 minutes into the game, and Kevin Miller, a £250,000 signing from Birmingham City, takes his leave of the match. Sent off for that mistimed challenge. Nothing vicious in it at all. Pollock again. Hendry trying to get hold of that one. Jamie Pollock now. Oh, he kept it in play. Didn't go for a corner either. Shot coming in from Robson. Picked up by Cox. He's got round the outside. Can he deliver the cross? Oh, he's done well. And it was Foster who got it away, and it's there. 1-0 to Middlesbrough. Clayton Blackmore, the scorer. His second goal for Middlesbrough, and the Borough fans going wild. 35 minutes into this game. And Clayton Blackmore notches his second goal for Middlesbrough. Digweed's free kick. Foster with a touch. Oh! And it looked like Craig Ramage was in then, but there was just a little touch there by the defender, enough to knock the ball away from him. And a corner it is to Watford. Gary Porter then to take it from the far side. 28-year-old from Sunderland. No lover of Middlesbrough, he. Good ball in. Wilkinson came. Hessenthaler now. Down he goes. Free kick against Alan Moore. And Foster will be looking for this one. Oh, it's gone past. In fact, Wilkinson got it. Shot coming in. Oh, great goal! A shot from Richard Johnson. Well, he did it on Tuesday night when he hammered a shot in that defeated Wolverhampton Wanderers. He's pulled Watford back onto level terms here this afternoon. Porter's cross. This is Morley. Just trying to flick it over the top for Mooney. Didn't bounce kindly for the Watford player. And away comes Brian Robson. Nice ball to Pollock. And things developing on the left-hand side for Middlesbrough. Pollock again, chance for the shot. Tries it. Oh, he hit that well. Great save by Perry Digweed. Superb shot though from 20-year-old Jamie Pollock. They gave him the space to exploit, and he certainly did that with a cracking shot that was way on target. But Perry Digweed sprung to his right and magnificently turned it over for a corner kick.
What was the feeling in the dressing room afterwards? Were you dejected that you'd lost the 2 points, or?
Yeah, there was one disappointing. Let's say, as I say, the keeper. Let's say once he went off, I thought, aye, it's good by our day. But having said that, we've played 3 away games, we've got 7 points, and if you were settled for that before a ball's kicked at the start of the season.
How do you see the season going on from here?
Well, hopefully we've got a very important game next Sunday, a local derby, and we're going to take it from there. At the moment in time, we're quite more than delighted with what the players have put in so far.
Before the Sunday showdown with Sunderland, Jamie Moreno was paraded at Ayresome Park for the first time after finally getting his work permit. But Moreno wasn't in the squad because he was still short of match fitness.
Vickers pushing Goodman. Mr. Rushton's decision to a round of applause. Well, on the halfway mark, it's still 0-0. Looking for an opening. Now Moore. Straight to Richard Ord. Goodman. Forced out wide by Vickers. Howes with the support. Moore has come right back to track him. Ferguson had stayed spare. Russell wanted a ball wide. Gray against the post. Terrific run and an effort by Phil Gray, and Alan Miller was beaten. Corner kick. Melville right on the line coming off it. Goodman trying to get up again. Still not clear. It was Pearson who jumped in there. Back out wide for Ferguson. Still all the bodies ahead of him. Wilkinson's flying header. Hendry looking to roll his man, and doing so. They've got spare men wide if he can push it. Now the break's on. It's Pollock breaking. Hendry's in the middle. Can he find him? Hendry! Flying effort straight at Norman. What a fine counter-attack that was.
Oh, exciting move. Great little move, that. Great ball in by Pollock as well, wasn't it? I was expecting John Henry actually to bury that one. Here we can see the ball getting played in. Henry with a leaping header and actually too straight, right at the goalkeeper.
Bursting effort there by Henry to get up and support, but now it's Goodman. And a yard or two for Russell. Craig Russell. That's an excellent goal! Russell puts Sunderland ahead. And absolutely first-class finishing.
I just hope the game doesn't deteriorate now and become a bit of a hacking match.
Brian Robson making the point that nobody's going to be wimping out on his team. Wilkinson getting a little touch there. Moore. Wilkinson trying to go through, looking for a penalty. Jim Rushton says no chance. Robson knocks it through. Robson is not 100%. He seemed to hold himself awkwardly as he played that one through. Wilkinson still going on about the penalty that wasn't. As you say, it's just at that little edge now, the game, wondering which way it's going to go. Borough have got to get on with the football. They're one down. Fleming got a touch. Gray, Vickers right there. Howes. And Russell, a gift, and he's taken it. What were they thinking of? And Craig Russell cannot believe it. On a plate. 2-0, both to Russell. there. Ferguson. Ward. Russell, the destroyer. A man out wide. The ball forward for Richard Ord. Robson trying to challenge him, and there could be another one here. Great save, Miller. And it was Hours who was robbed. Well, that was nearly good night, Middlesbrough.
Oh, what a fantastic save there by Alan Miller. I mean, it was a beautiful cross in the first place. And then it was Hours at the back post, and the keeper made a wonderful save.
Fleming, Vickers, well, it was actually, just nicked that away. Norman can collect that one. We'll just be pleased with the way that Sunderland have taken their chances and competed. They look pretty composed as well.
Well, they have. I mean, they've been put through the ringer in the last 15 minutes or so by the Borough, and you've got to expect that. I mean, we're talking local derbies here, and the home team 2-0 down. They've got to make a show here. They've got to try and get back in the ball game. And Sunderland, you know, are defending, but I think defending reasonably well. But Mick Buxton's obviously looking for just a little bit more from them.
Now Henry with a chase. Melville. And the linesman was the right side of Melville to see if there was an offence. Referee was blindside, and he was quite happy. Looking for the shorter corner here as we see the players pushing forward more. It's Cox now, lifting it in. Flying effort away. Moore, a little touch. Moore, what a terrific goal, Alan Moore! And if any goal can inspire a team, surely that one from Alan Moore will do. Fabulous finish, that. You could see it coming, he knew what he was going to do, didn't he?
Wonderful strike. Oh, really superb shot, wasn't it? Now that surely has got to lift them back into this game. Got the crowd going, who had gone silent in the last 10 minutes or so, but they're going again, and I think we can look forward to a little bit of a charge now from the Borough.
What a terrific goal, and Alan Moore, who scored for the Republic under-21s in midweek, coming up with a goal he'll have to wait a long time to better. Look at that, like a shell. Wilkinson saying what he wanted. Fleming. Oh, well, what a difference a goal makes. Totally different Borough side now. And that composure we've just been talking about that Sunderland have shown will really be tested now. It will be a torrid last 10 minutes. It's all seated behind that goal there, but everybody is standing. And it's there, the equaliser, Pearson! Borough are back, and Nigel Pearson. What a goal. There's the jump by Vickers, and there is the finish from Pearson. Classic.
Well, the centre-back's in the act in this one. Vickers with the ball nodded back, and there was Big Pearson just kind of glancing header on it. But you always felt, you know, once you got the first goal that another one might be in the offing, and here it comes. And a good one it was too, wasn't it? Big fella redirecting the ball, and Norman really didn't have a chance.
So Vickers there, set it up, and now we're away again. And it's Hendry and Wilkinson and Hendry! Oh, that was absolutely gilt-edged. Hendry went for it himself. Wilkinson was alongside him, and that should have been 3-2.
Well, I mean, a wonderful run, and really Wilkinson is there, but I thought John Henry was going to hit it first of all. He come inside, and really, he's got to knock it past the goalkeeper's right hand. He's went for a narrow end and hit the rigging on the outside. He's got to knock it past the goalkeeper's right-hand side there.
After two successive draws, Borough needed a win to get them back on the right track. West Brom arrived at Ayresome Park in rock-bottom position. Nonetheless, they proved a tough nut to crack.
That was an awkward bounce for Pollock to control, but he did well. And away goes John Henry. Good ball in. Gone across to Moore. Moore with a shot in, and Wilkinson just can't convert it. I think in fairness Alan Moore had the shot. I think he goes for goal here. It was got a deflection and that just put Wilkinson off. Stuart Naylor. West Bromwich Albion haven't had the best of fortune in the league this season. Played the early games away from home because of restructuring work. Oh, what a shot! 35 minutes gone and that one came out of the blue. Lee Ashcroft, the scorer. Well, Middlesbrough haven't lost a game this season so far, but they're trailing West Bromwich Albion by 1-0 here tonight. The Albion putting on a good performance. Pollock trying to squeeze that one down the line, but it was cut out by Darton. A throw for Cox. This is Moore. So exciting on the ball, this young man. Just bounced away, the shot coming in and just past the post there. Naylor was sprawling for that one. The ball cut inside here and the shot from Robbie Mustoe just going wide of the target. Number 6 there, Craig Hignett. Flights it well, up go the heads and well taken by Naylor. Kept his eye on the ball as Wilkinson came in. The number 9 claiming a foul there, but nothing given. So Naylor just taking his time. Header there from Pearson. Just a touch from Wilkinson. Oh, that's not a bad ball into space, is it? John Hendry now turns it back. He didn't quite get hold of that one, but there's a chance off the post. It's in. 1-1. 42 minutes gone. Robbie Mustoe, the 20th league goal of his career. His 10th for Middlesbrough. Beautifully struck. It came out so quickly that some thought it hadn't gone in. And the rain pelting down here as John Hendry tries to flight a ball in. Didn't quite get hold of that. Oh, the keeper did well. Wilkinson rushing in on him, but he made the save at the second attempt. Strotter's free kick. Real excitement here. 1-1 the scoreline. Middlesbrough looking for all 3 points, of course, tonight. Herbert losing out there. Wilkinson's here. This is Wilkinson. Oh! He didn't really get hold of that one, did he? And Stuart Naylor stopped it with his foot. It was good work by Hendry. Wilkinson clear in the middle here. You'd expect him to finish from there, but he really tapped it too gently. Dangerous one for the keeper. The wind swirling. It's bashed away by Boa, the striker. Picked up here by David Smith, but a free kick given. The referee, Mr. Parker from Preston, coming in to sort things out here. It'll be a free kick to Middlesbrough, and this in a very good position indeed to get a strike in on Naylor's goal. Alan Moore fancies his chances. There's a lot of players in this Borough side that can strike these dead ball situations. Jamie Pollock's also in the picture there. The referee just making sure that wall gets 10 yards back. Alan Moore poised to make the strike, is he? No, it comes from another source, off the crossbar. Oh! And Naylor's luck holds out as Wilkinson comes in on him. Superbly struck free kick this by Hignett. And it came off the crossbar. Oh, good ball. Hendry putting it behind Hignett, and that was a really terrible foul there. He mistimed that tackle completely, and it's a wonder there's no yellow card being shown. But another free kick. It's almost in an identical position to the last one. What can Middlesbrough make of this? Again, everybody queuing up to take it. Oh, off the post! Twice the woodworks come to West Bromwich's aid. And they still hang on to that point. Just bounced. Everybody stood and watched. Curtis Fleming now. Not a bad ball in, but good defending by Strotter. And West Brom can't get hold of this ball. Middlesbrough putting them under pressure all the time. Wilkinson going through. He's brought down by Herbert. And it's a penalty. We're into the 90th minute of this game. This could win it for Middlesbrough. Beautiful ball through here, but just watch the run by Wilkinson. He makes the space, gets past his man, and is tripped up. So the onus now falls on Craig Hignett. We're in the 90th minute. It's Middlesbrough 1, West Bromwich Albion 1. A lot of excitement here at Ayresome Park. 2-1! That's the points winner. His first goal of the season, his 10th in the league. And he gave Naylor no chance at all. He hit it hard, he hit it true, and Naylor went the wrong way.
And it wasn't a terribly good start for Middlesbrough tonight, what with losing the player manager so early on and then going a goal down.
Yeah, that's right. I think the gaffer took a knock and obviously couldn't carry on. But Robbie come on, and I thought Robbie played magnificent when he came on. But we lost the early goal. But the lads, you know, the lads are battling this year like they haven't before, and I don't think we were really in any danger of coming out of the game without a result.
But then again, you hit the woodwork a couple of times in the second half with free kicks. You might have thought that it wasn't going to be your night.
Yeah, that's right. When that happens, you do sometimes think, oh, it's going to be one of them nights again. But we kept plugging away, and finally Paul Wilkinson broke through and was brought down.
When that happened, was there any problems over who was to take the penalty? Because Paul normally takes them.
Yeah, Paul does normally take them. But we've had a little chat last week, and he said if he didn't fancy a penalty and I was on the pitch, he'd let me have it, and he was good enough to let me have it tonight.
So how much does it mean to be back on top of the table with that unbeaten run still going?
Obviously it's important. You know, we've still got our unbeaten run, and we're just looking forward to Saturday now. It'll be another tough game away at Port Vale, but you know, I think the lads are geared up for it.
Middlesbrough crashed to their first defeat at Port Vale, yet it all started so well. Craig Hignett crosses to the near post. Jamie Pollock lashes in from a tight angle in the 38th minute. This long punt upfield by Vale goalkeeper Musselwhite leads to the equaliser. Derek White misses the ball and Naylor gets in front of Curtis Fleming. 1-1. It just wasn't Borough's day. When Glover breaks free here and turns inside to shoot for goal, it's luckless Steve Vickers who deflects it past Stephen Pears.
Defensive errors had cost Robbo's men dear. Nonetheless, they still shared top spots with rivals Wolves. And Brian Robson's injury meant it was a good opportunity to catch up with the gaffer to find out who was settling in at Ayresome Park. The result was this fascinating day in the live feature, which we filmed on the day of Borough's Coca-Cola Cup trip to Scarborough. The day begins at 9:45, when Robbo arrives at the ground with assistant Viv Anderson. While Robbo heads for the office, injured players Clayton Blackmore and Alan Miller are already in the gym doing their fitness training.
Well, I don't know the game against West Brom, but I had a slight tear in my thigh. It's caused me a lot of problems towards the end of the game, and obviously the next couple of days very stiff. But over the weekend and the last couple of days, it's recovered quite well. So I'm really just doing some cycling. Hopefully build it up and run in a couple of days.
He loves cycling, the physio, so I think that's why we're cycling every day if you're injured.
A bit more water.
Well, no, Viv, because they're 1 o'clock, aren't they?
There are plenty of calls to make before Robbo turns his attention to getting fit. It's already 11 o'clock when the boss joins his players in the gym.
Over your legs.
Just keep over 80 reps a minute. Keep it over 80 reps a minute. Alright, so what am I up to now?
Yeah.
47, I've got to keep it on 80?
Yeah.
Great stuff.
It's easier than 80.
That is, isn't it, once you get going?
Yeah. So, 25. I'll be back up when we've done that. We'll just turn it on and jogging. That's on. Right.
frustrating for any player to get injured, but I think you, more than most, have got a lot of experience of getting over injuries.
Yeah, you've got to have a bit of patience in that. Just one of these unfortunate things where I went to have a shot, the player blocked, went to block the shot, and I kicked underneath his studs, and the foot swelled up quite badly. I've got a lot of bruising there, so it's just uncomfortable at the moment, but nothing serious.
Now you play a manager, you've got to balance your time a lot, so in some ways it's consolation, you've got more time to spend on the management side.
It is, it's always awkward of how much time you need in the office, how much time you're on the training pitch and that, and you've just got to get the balance right, like you say.
So all the physio likes is cycling.
He does. That's why everybody says he's a poser, like, because he's got his cycling shorts on all the time. But I think he comes on this every day. I'm glad I'm not injured too long. It's not moving.
Just give you a minute. Just a little bit quicker, alright? Keep going.
Meanwhile, the team are ready to set off to Scarborough for the Coca-Cola Cup tie.
That type of player.
After a quick shower, Robbo was back in his office for an interview with programme editor Dave Allen, who's writing a feature for the club's new magazine, Red Raw.
When you play against them in a friendly, it's completely different to when you play against them in a competition. They're physically stronger, I would say, the United players and the Blackburn players.
Then came more desk work, followed by a chat with us about his progress so far at Middlesbrough. Brian, the fans of course are familiar with you on the pitch, but they don't see a lot of you behind the desk. How much time do you spend here in the office?
Well, it's definitely different. You know, but I'm starting to get used to it. Viv Anderson and John Pickering are a big help for me because they can organise things downstairs and that while I can get on with a bit of the office work. But it is very time consuming, and that's what I've found about it. Rather than just being able to come in, train and get out on the training pitch, excuse me, get out on the training pitch and be coaching with the lads, you find yourself stuck in the office and maybe 2-3 hours in a day, you know, going through all the mail, doing phone calls.
If you can avoid too many injuries in the side, do you feel you've got the team together now that can get promotion?
I think we can be up there challenging. The club finished 10th last year, and I'm definitely looking for an improvement on that with the 4 players, 5 including myself, that's come into the club. I do expect an improvement on that. Plus I've got younger lads like Alan Moore and Jamie Pollock, who they should be getting better players because they're just that year old, that they've experienced what they've experienced over the last year. And so you expect just that little bit of improvement for them. So overall, you know, you should definitely be in with a promotion shout.
A lot of envious eyes here at Ayresome Park. We've seen what's happened up at Newcastle. Do you think that kind of meteoric rise is possible here at Ayresome Park?
Yes, I do. I mean, Kevin Keegan set unbelievable standards. But when people set standards like that, that's what everybody's got to try and achieve. And you know, every club throughout the country has got to look to be improving all the time. What I say is that Kevin Keegan and Newcastle have done it very quickly, where certain people just take that little bit longer. I mean, I think Alex Ferguson took about 3 years at Manchester United to get the squad together, what he's got now. But Kevin Keegan's proved that it can be done at a club who haven't had success for years and years. You know, and that's what we've got to try and achieve here.
And the board have shown they've got great ambition off the field as well as on the field by bringing this great stadium plan forward. Do you think that really underlines the ambition of the club?
I think it does. The one great thing about the stadium is that it influences players to come to Middlesbrough as well as I can sit here and I can say as much as I want to players. But if they have got a stadium like that where you can go and show them as well, I think that's a big influence on the reason why people like Pearson, Miller, Cox, Blackmore have come from Premier League clubs to Middlesbrough. They don't mind dropping down because they can see the way the club wants to go and they want to be part of it.
The final question really is, I mean, Brian Robson's dream for Middlesbrough Football Club, what is it?
Well, just in the next year or so, I would obviously like to be in the Premier League. I think the North East fans are passionate about the football, and I think this area deserves to have the 3 clubs in the Premier League, and so that's going to be my aim.
Can I have chips with mine? No, I want to try it first.
You want to try?
Yeah, go on. Go and get that little bit. Let me try it.
Ridiculous. Bacon, egg and chips, please. Are you getting the tea there?
I'm not getting anything because I've got no dough.
Well, you ordered and I'll pay for it.
Good.
You know Brian Wood? Brian Wood? Brian Wood. Oh, hi Norman. Oh, that's great. That's lovely.
You can't be filming this, it's supposed to be healthy stuff we're eating.
You're flying up tomorrow morning. Then I've got the car.
You've got to
Thursday. Then.
You've got to drive.
Yeah, I'll be driving up Thursday.
Right, because I'm going to a game. I'm going to a game tomorrow.
And then I'm going to meet Keith in London on Friday.
For the tribunal.
For the tribunal.
And then you're going to drive to Bristol.
Yeah.
Then we'll go on from Bristol.
Yeah. Karen's organising the hotel for Friday night. I've been to Scarborough once before.
Before?
Went with Harry to a New Balance conference once.
Yeah.
Looks a nice place.
We just go quite often with Forest.
Can't say it.
What would the players be doing now? Just relaxing?
They'll be in the beds asleep at the moment. Yeah. The same as if I'd been playing, I would have been as well.
Then you'd have had no video.
In fact, if it wasn't for using this video, I would have been there kipping anyway.
Yeah.
Hello, could I speak to Mr. Pickering, please, with Middlesbrough Football Club? Thank you. Hello, John.
I don't think we'll go now.
Hi, it's Brian. Okay, mate. What time you got tea and toast and that for? 5 o'clock. It's 7:30, innit? Yeah. So, yeah, that's okay, mate. That's fine. We're 25 miles short at the moment. Okay, mate. See you then. Ta-ra, John. So this is how you relax before a game.
Rolling Stones, one of the best rock and roll bands in the world.
I'm not sure, how's it going?
It's not out yet. It's not been released yet. These are advanced copies. These are advanced copies.
Should go well, hasn't it?
It's going to go very well now.
With little more than 90 minutes to go before kick-off, there was just time for the evening's pre-match team talk before the coach tripped to the ground. But some things remain private, and we were asked to leave in the nicest possible way.
Nightmare, John.
You've been here a few times, Tom.
Well, Brian.
Hiya.
We used to support Middlesbrough. Before you sell out good players.
Just keep them for a bit.
You got it.
Just a couple of
Well
young
done,
lads.
son. Thank you.
Just when you see the team, so if they come over that, we'll give them.
Put them there then. Put it there. Put that on top. Is anyone there?
What about having a look at the pitch first, lads?
Yeah.
Might be a good idea.
Any gloves and a scarf? Alan. And the coat in, John.
Well, you are so big. We have to extra large, extra large. I think going forward, 25th, John. 25th. Robbo looked happy enough as the match kicked off. A dry seat in the director's box is probably the best place to be on a wet and windy night at Scarborough, and it wasn't long before Borough had given the boss something to enjoy. It's never easy in the Cup when you're away from home and expected to overpower lower opposition, but the boys made a bright start, and a well-taken effort by John Hendry gave Borough an early lead. Despite the wicked weather conditions, a full house was at the McCain Stadium, and the home fans had a moment to savour when Rodney Rowe rammed home a superbly struck equaliser. But any thoughts of an upset were confidently shrugged aside. Borough responded with 3 goals before half-time that put Scarborough well and truly in their place. Jamie Pollock made it 2-1 to Borough. Then came a move that was superbly executed. A flowing build-up by Borough finally ended with a neat finish by Alan Moore. Scarborough were finding it hard to cope with Borough's superiority, and the lead was extended to 3 goals before half-time, when Robbie Mustoe added his name to the score sheet. That made it 4-1, but still there was work to be done, and it was time for Robbo to leave the director's box and head for the dugout. Perhaps he was bored and fancied a chat. He certainly had plenty to say. Seriously though, no one takes the game more seriously than Brian Robson. And even when you're winning 4-1, there's no easing off.
Derek, go across one. You're going a mark. Derek, go across one. That's it. That's it. James. Give it in.
Now you get at him, get at him! That's better, Robbie! That's better, let's get going again! Good lad! Come on, Will. Go join.
Brian, it got tougher in the second half, but a 4-1 win away from home. You can be well pleased with that?
Yes, I was delighted with the performance tonight. We passed the ball very well. We created good chances. So it was a pleasing performance, especially on a difficult night. The wind was a bit blustery and the conditions were a bit tricky, so very pleasing.
How important was it to get a win back under your belt?
It is. That's what I asked from the lads. You know, to bounce back after a defeat. Because the longer you keep going losing, then it puts doubts in people's minds. But I was really pleased with the way they approached the game tonight, and they got the just rewards.
You had a purple patch at the end of the first half. Do you feel they're making progress?
Yeah, well, things are always coming on, you know, when you're winning. But it's a long season ahead, and there is really pleasing things about the performance tonight. You know, and we've just got to continue that on.
A wet, cold Tuesday night at Scarborough. Not always a glamorous life, football.
No, it's not. And it's like you say now. I mean, the lads had to be professional tonight, and they came and they did a good job.
It's been a long day. Satisfied with the end result?
Yes, it's always pleasant to drive home with a win under your belt.
It's towards Wilkinson again. Won't get there. Scott clears it. Good strong header away. Moore. Good movement by Middlesbrough. Hignett. Fleming. In towards Wilkinson. Still it's in play. Now Moore. The save from Welsh. Early danger signs for Bristol City. They just keep moving all the time, this Middlesbrough side. Off the ball, on the ball. In the end, the final chance came to Alan Moore. Baird gets the flick on. Bent. Can he get round Vickers? Puts pace on it. Just round the side, but Steve Vickers was caught flat-footed. He didn't quite know how quick Junior Bent was there. Well, you can't underestimate his speed. There's Craig Hignett streaking forward. Hendry running for him. He's onside. Hendry! What a super save from Keith Welsh. The flag stayed down. Hendry is onside. And Hendry scores. It's taken him a bit of time to add to the 4 he already has scored this season. But no doubt about it in the end. Very similar goal to the one we saw at Swindon during the week. Over the top, controlled it, took it round Keith Welsh. And even though there was a man on the line, he still scored.
The month ended with the Coca-Cola Cup return leg with Scarborough. Bolivian international Jamie Moreno finally made his debut, and it was a good night to kick off his Ayresome Park career, despite an opening goal on the night for Scarborough, courtesy of a highly debatable penalty decision.
Stone capitalising on that, getting it through to White. White's turn, made the space for the shot, and that one was he given handball? He's given a penalty. Well, how he was supposed to get out of the way of that is beyond my belief. But referee Trevor West has given a penalty to Scarborough. Well, the shot from Jason White was just blasted straight at the Middlesbrough defender. There was no intentional handball there. But the referee saw it otherwise. And a chance here for Steve Charles to wrap in his third penalty of the season. Does it well, hit it with the left foot, hit it low. And Stephen Pears guessed the wrong way. And Jason White puts Scarborough into the lead here at Ayresome Park. But a goal really gifted to Scarborough by the referee. And that could wake Middlesbrough. Here goes Marino. Oh, I thought he just scored on his debut. That was so close and so well hit by Jaime Marino, the 20-year-old, having his first taste of senior football tonight. And Brian Robson saw this as an opportune time to give him his debut, especially with Borough leading by 4 goals to 1. It's 4-2 on aggregate now, though, as Craig Hignett charges forward. Good cross from him. Oh! Dramatic stuff from Tommy Wright. He's only ever scored 1 cup goal for Middlesbrough. That would have been a sensational second one. Well, plenty of time to meet that ball, did one. Right, but he missed it completely. He's retrieved the situation now, going on one of those famous mazy runs of his. The Borough ranks closed on him. Marino chasing this one. Oh, he's got some pace, this lad. Jaime Marino. Beautiful ball in, and that's the equaliser, is it? No, saved by the keeper. Chris Morris measured that one. It looked like his first goal of the season, but he didn't quite hit it hard enough, and somehow Gavin Kelly got down to just tip it away with the left palm. A corner then to Middlesbrough, and a let-off for Scarborough. So Hignett with the corner kick. Looking for Wilkinson. Good header coming in. Oh! Flicked on by Marino, was it? And once again, Gavin Kelly pulls off another of those spectacular saves. In fact, it was the header from Derek White. Marino just coming in from the penalty spot. He's on the 6-yard line now. Went behind him and cleared by Foreman. Fleming finding Derek White. Good run by Vickers. Oh, great ball by Vickers. Beautifully knocked in there. And Wilkinson gets on the score sheet again. A beautiful move by Middlesbrough, so clinically taken. Derek White involved. He heard the call from Steve Vickers, and Vickers delivered the perfect low cross there for Paul Wilkinson to slide the ball in. Marino. Oh, nice clip ball through again. Jamie Pollock making sure it's his. Finds Wright. Wright with 2 men to get past. He's turned inside and put both of them out. Wilkinson with the header. Oh, beautifully taken. And that's Paul Wilkinson's second of the night. Another perfect cross from Tommy Wright. And Middlesbrough lead 2-1 here. And with a little bit of time here, picks his men out beautifully. Away goes Hignett. He's got Marino to his right. They'd love to see him score. Marino getting in on the left foot, now on the right, get the shot in, great save, it's there! Hat-trick for Wilkinson! Well, it was Jaime Marino who had the crowd oohing and awing there. Middlesbrough in total command now. Pollock with the header. Wilkinson. To the right. This is Mustoe. And he was looking for a 1-2 there with Hignett, but Hignett decided to try and switch it. Hignett again. Oh, it's opened up for him. Marino, can he score? He turns it back, and it's there. Hignett, the scorer, he instigated that attack. He played it through to Marino, and again they were anticipating a shot from the lad from FC Blooming. But he unselfishly cut it back, and Craig Hignett was able to help himself to the fourth goal of the night. Wilkinson, nice touch. Not getting it wide for Wright. Right, if that goes, it'll be a corner. Oh, he gets the cross in. Wilkinson with a header off the crossbar. Marino can't keep it down. Well, Wilkinson ghosting in behind those defenders again. His header wrapped the crossbar. And then Marino couldn't lash in the rebound.
Yeah, obviously a hat-trick's very nice at any time, and you know, to get it tonight it was a good time for me. The goals haven't gone in regularly so far this year, and you know, it's nice to get back on the goal trail again.
Which of the three would you pick as your favourite?
I think the header. I haven't had too many opportunities with headers so far this year, but you know, we had a goal disallowed Saturday from a header which Neil Cox put in, and tonight I got a good cross from Tommy Wright, and it was great to see it flying in the back of the net.
You couldn't believe how much space you had there, no?
No, I mean, it was a great cross. You know, he beat all the defence and gave me a chance to beat the keeper, which, you know, you get chances like that, they don't come very often. You've got to take them.
And Jaime Marino playing alongside you, it seemed to work well.
Yeah, I mean, obviously it was a good game for Jaime to come into, obviously with us leading from the first leg, but as I say, it's a good introduction to English football, and he did very well, set a couple of goals up, and you know, obviously can only gain experience from it.
I'm really going to look forward to managing Middlesbrough and playing for Middlesbrough. Let's hope it's going to be a successful time. I don't want to promise too much at the start, but let's hope that somewhere along the line we can get back in the Premier League where Middlesbrough deserves to be.